Thank you for the invitation. And I'm not new to pure cinema movement. Or though the building has been changed from Vadapalli to Valsarvakam, uh, I think it's same passion because I'm so glad to see this crowd, youngsters with full of passionate faces, and it shows your love for cinema. That's what binds us all around myself and yourself. So we had a gap of 2 years, more than 2 years, because of the pandemic. And so I thought today to share the things that have been changed during the pandemic and to discuss how we could move forward with pure cinema or the practice of pure cinema because things have been changed or challenged. And even I feel like you may know that in Sri Lanka it's bankrupt or in a recession, and it's happening maybe tomorrow it may happen in Pakistan or Bhutan. So we are in a crisis. So how can you and myself carry on with our passion, cinema? So I think let's talk about it. I think most of you are not only rasikas, but oh, you are would-be filmmakers, scriptwriters, actors. So how I see how you could survive. It's a survival game because uh, we see. I mean the have the space for cinema. Have it been shrinked or has it been enlarged after the pandemic? In Sri Lanka, after the pandemic, we were struck by the economic catastrophe. So even the releases of the films have been halted because most of the people are in streets fighting against the corruption, and same time in the streets to get fuel. And the prices of the, let's say, rice and the vegetables have skyrocketed. Even I feel in India, comparing to before pandemic, there is a inflation, especially with the vegetables. And yeah, in India during the pandemic, I think streaming platforms picked up and opportunity. I mean, even in let's say in Tamil Nadu, I know that there was a series for the benefit of the technicians, Navarasa, and many filmmakers made films about the pandemic and how it affected their life. And in Mumbai also Mumbai and even other parts, they have made films, and people, I mean, they are especially people middle class and who are going to see movies quite often are now staying in homes and watching OTT platforms. Initially, it looks like it giving a lot of space to young writers. Initially, to explore things, to explore the subjects that is not allowed in the mainstream cinema. But I feel now it's becoming more conservative, and even the streaming platform owners, they are afraid to bring or invite productions which will be let's say challenging to the let's say the government or the thinking of the ruling class. Then when it comes to film circuits or the festival circuit couldn't function, the International Film Festival, for a time period because of the pandemic, and now only they are starting. But in most of the countries, the funding for the festivals have been cut off by the government. So there is also issue. But I am very happy to see, youngsters in Tamil Nadu are making films for less money, but making very interesting films. I will give you an example. Before the pandemic, Mr. Ram, Director Ram, invited me, and Mr. Srikhar Prasad invited me to watch a movie, and at Srikhar's editing room. So I went there, and I saw a film, and I thought it's one of the most original films that I have seen. It's Pebbles by Vinodan. Sorry, the total story was told visually, and I think this film should give you courage to make films even with less money. And I know that it was later distributed by a star couple. I know that, Nayanthara and Vignesh Vijay. But the reviews it got in USA and in Europe was encouraging, and it should encourage you. Yeah, this should give you the courage to make films or write scripts, something original, something you saw, something you feel, something you feel passionate about. I think even before the star couple was involved in the film, if it was presented at festivals or sent to festivals, it would have picked up. So don't think that you need a star couple to promote your film, but what you need is the originality and truthfulness, because I will tell the reason why later. Yeah, let's say what we do as an artist, what we have to do. I think we have to unravel what has been not raveled, unravel everything, what has been closed about human condition, about the world that we live, about the country, the society. Yeah, because let's say by statistics, one can say whether India is in a recession, inflation, all this, or with the gap between the poor and the rich has been widened after the pandemic. All this could be said in pandemic. But you could do one thing. Go beyond than statistics. You can bring the power, the emotions of the people of and about yourself, which has not been reported on papers and which has not been discussed, but you only can feel. So art is something that it's invisible things that happening in our heart and the others. Our job is to capture that invisible thing and bring truth. So to bring about the things that cannot be seen, because truth truth is not revealed by television station. Truth is not revealed by the government or the politicians, most of the politicians. And truth is not revealed by the newspapers, because everybody has been bought by the power. So there comes the artists who are bold and who have courage to bring what's happening here, really what's happening in Sri Lanka or any other country, and to bring out the it has affected human relationship, how it has affected our values, how the people are, let's say, what are their aspirations, how the aspirations have been suppressed by the conditions that they are living. Everybody in the world, I mean, all of us, as Buddha said, everybody is looking for happiness. He not only people. He used the word sattva. Sattva means all the not only the human beings, even the animals and everybody, even the cat or the dog in your house. If you have a cat or dog, pet dog, you may see that they are all looking for happiness. They would like to be happy. They would like to be cozy. They would like to be loved. So all the human beings, not only the human beings, everyone looks for happiness. But whether the world or the conditions that we live in allow the people to attain happiness or fulfill their dreams. Let's say, what is your dreams? Like, most of your dreams must be centered on cinema, to make films, to write films, act. But if the conditions does not allow, all these your dreams will be shattered, or you will not achieve what you want in life. I think that's a crime. Like, it's like crime like killing. It's crime like let's say suppression. Now, that's why I'm here today to tell you and to give you courage. You should. There's a movement here. The movement has been, screening films, sharing ideas, doing master classes, inviting. I think Mr. Mishkin was. Yeah, good. So, with all that, the knowledge that you get from all these classes, you should pour them into finding, the searching for truths about yourself and others. That's why the father of cinema, father of the cinema is D.W. Griffith, David Walk Griffith, who made Intolerance, who made Birth of a Nation, who introduced most of the techniques that we use today. I'm from 1900 and to 1914. He has invented everything: tracking, dollying, zooming, everything. That cutting, all the things. And he said one thing. He said, my task, that is my job, is to make you see. Are we blind? No, but we don't see. When you see a good film, you understand something new about human life. That's why you say it's a good film, and you can be. It's like you become kind of a part of with that experience, part of with the characters. You feel it's me. It's us. It's like its story is really like my story. Its story is like how could he? Tell those things like he knew me. So then that's the thing that I think we would. You should have courage, and you should do whatever the medium you do. Let it be OTT platform. If you get a chance to make a, let's say, web series or write for a web series, do it. Or a film, which maybe I think Pebbles was made with 25 to 27 lakhs. That's at that time. So that's, it's still possible. No one cannot stop you. It's unless you put, unless you censor yourself, or unless you think my aim is to buy a BMW or good car. And he has given up his job and doing this. So in cinema, I always say to students, love it until it kills you. So it's I mean, without expecting anything. So I'll tell you a story. Why should you make films? The famous filmmaker Werner Herzog once went to South America, and there was a person who was playing a flute near the city fountain. There's a fountain, and he was playing the flute, and he never stopped playing. And only for maybe for lunch and dinner, but otherwise he's all the days he's there 24 hours playing the flute. So Herzog has asked him, why are you playing the flute all the time? What makes the difference in the world? He has said to Herzog, if I stop playing the flute, the world will be destroyed. But you should be think like that. If you don't make the films, Tamil Nadu will be destroyed. India will collapse. The world will collapse. So that kind of, I think, we are not going to give that. That means you don't have to give importance to yourself. In art, we don't give importance to ourselves. We should give importance to art in ourselves. So that's how, I mean, here the filmmakers, even the filmmakers I really admire, Rudraya, or from Kerala. There are many filmmakers in Bengal, Satyajit Ray, Mrilan, all of them they were in love with cinema. Even in the Bollywood, so not at that time it was not called Bollywood, Bombay Gurudutt, cinematographers like V.K. Murthy from Karnataka. So all these people have given something out of their life. That's that's what we have to give. Without expecting anything, without expecting fruits and results, you have to do it. So to do that, what you have to do? So I will speak about 15 minutes about it, and then you can ask questions. Is it too late? 10 minutes?
Yeah.
10 minutes, okay,
No,
fine.
go ahead. It's not my question.
Okay. Now, so it's a craft. Craft means, how do you say in Tamil? It's a shilpa.
I know what is craft.
Craft, okay.
Tamil itself, it's called
Craft, okay.
Usually it's not a big deal.
Okay, craft. So you should learn the craft. When you learn the craft, only you will become masters. You will be, let's say, when you first, by watching movies, you see how the other masters, other filmmakers have portrayed the world. Even I'm coming from Sri Lanka, but let's say I have seen films from all over the world, and I made a film called Death on a Full Moon Day, which has been reviewed here, and some of you may have seen the film. So, it's about nothing to do about love, but a film from Tamil Nadu about love, affected me to do that kind of a film. The film is Mudal Mariyad, Bharati Raja film. Why? Because I felt Sri Lankan cinema, no one has gone to the village and depicted village like Mr. Bharati Raja. Because we filmmakers are become very filmy. We think filmy people. We see world in a prism. But Mr. Bharati Raja completely avoided all these prisms and filmy things, and with Mr. Sivaji Ganesan, star and a superb actor. Today also in another class I talked about it. Then so there someone said, it's not someone, it's the teacher said it's not easy to act Mr. Sivaji Ganesan without slippers. So he was acting without slippers, Mudal Mariyad. And So he did, I mean, so it affected me. It's like that. Or the maybe Iranian filmmakers, films from Tamil Nadu, films makers from Central Asia, Japan, China, all, I mean, they will make you, okay, I should do something like that. Then you learn the craft. What are the basic rudiments or the basic principles of cinema? In cinema, that's why your movement is called pure cinema. It becomes pure when it is the stories told with visuals. Rajasa makes music with notes. A.R. Rahman makes music with notes. So those notes speaks. So you should make films with shots, images, and when these images edited, it should speak itself. So that means the story should reveal with images, not with words, not with you. It's easy to make, two people sit in a bar and finishing a quarter, talking about the world, all the problems. Will it work? No. Because it will not work, because we are okay, it will be interesting to listen, but we should be moved. So it's move. Then the next thing comes is moving. You have to. It should come from your heart, and it should speak to another heart. So the another heart may be in Pondibasa or in New York, because our language, the image language, doesn't know any language. It prefers the language of the pure, the language of the images. So we use subtitles, but story should be revealed visually. Then only it will reach to another person living abroad, and we feel that's how you enjoy Iranian films. That's how you enjoy Abbas Kiarostami films or Makmalbaf films or Akira Kurosawa films, because they comes from a specific culture. Your film are born out of Tamil Nadu culture, Tamil culture, but it's the flavor of it, or rather than the flavor, what is the sugandha? It's the smell, or the nice smell of it should fill. It should travel beyond the waters, beyond the seas. So it will, like when we go to a hotel, like the smell comes from a biryani. It should come out and travel. So, because don't you agree that when it comes to when you are watching films, don't you ever feel how similar we are, the way we express? So I was talking about because all of us, similarity between ourselves, the humans, are bigger than the differences. But the way you express it, being, let's say, a person from Madurai, the way you express it, there will be subtle changes. So you capture that, the Madurai flavor. But Madurai flavor should not confine to Madurai. That's what I am saying. It should, any other person in the other country should feel it. Yeah, let's say a film like Parathiviran. I think it should. When I watch it in Chennai, but I watch it in Sri Lanka, and it's completely rooted film in the culture. But I understood it. I felt for the characters. I felt for the geography of the film and the landscape. So it's how you have to do. The films that you should doing should be rooted in one culture, but you should be talking about the human condition. When you are talking about the human condition, it will affect another heart, another person, because our needs, human beings' needs are similar. Now, for to do that, watch movies. When it comes to learning the craft, I hope that you should, either the way you write, you have to find, it may be different, the way you approach your work. Some may write a detailed script, some may write a outline, but you should be, what makes a great story? What is the difference between the bad story and a great story? Great story has always a great conflict. If the conflict of the character, conflict, how do you say in Tamil? Problem. The problem, what's the problem of the character? If the problem is great and then it will, the story will be also very important. Let's say, I give example, Akira Kurosawa's Ikuru. The problem of the film is when a person comes to know that he's going to die. So doctor gives him time. So everybody in this room is one day going to die. But every day we are not going to think it. You push it. But once doctor tells you this your time is limited, then there is a problem. So how to use that 3 months? So he will never think that I should work for the people, I should do something important. No, he will definitely, first he will be very upset, he will be devastated, he will be totally, finished, complete. But then he may try to, he tries to be friend of a young girl in the film and spend time. That also, for some time, and then it goes. That it goes in the sense, it doesn't validate. Then he do something. There is a kind of a damp area, and he uses his time and energy to build a children's park there. So what is the message of it? Everybody who is born is going to die, and it's up to us to give the importance to life. How could you give importance to life or to yourself? Is by doing something beyond you, something beyond your needs, getting married, raising children, then getting them married, and get a pension and die. Rather than that, you give something of your life, to a better cause, for the benefit of the other people. Then only you will be able to give you will be achieve happiness. So that's the film's lesson. So the conflict is when a person is faced with death, or when he gets the death notice, how he tries to give importance to life. And from the stories, let's say, even which Mr. Kamal Haasan wrote and Mr. Bharathan directed, Devar Magan. Again, it's a young person who doesn't want to follow the tradition of the village, and little by little how he understands his father and how it changes his life, and he gives his life to the community. And it's more than the community, how he understands his father better. So most important thing in the life, one's life is understanding the other person. Do we understand the other person? As a human being, do I care about another person? Do I understand my wife? I mean, most people live and die without understanding others and own self. We don't understand ourselves. We don't want to face ourselves. But if something makes us to understand ourselves, then there's drama. So when I said it's drama, conflict is bigger. Conflict, when it's, it's not beyond your daily things. Daily things also may be a conflict you can create. Let's say Bicycle Thieves by Vittorio De Sica. So it's one person looking for, he get a job, a jobless person, and looking for, he gets a job of to paste posters for a cinema theater, and he thinks if he gets a bicycle, he can do it, and he let loose the bicycle and search for the bicycle with his son. And because he couldn't find, he also steal a bicycle, and he's caught. Again, he's back to his life. So this film was made in in 40s, late 40s, by Vittorio De Sica, to show how the real life of Italy. No one was speaking. That's why it's called neo-realism. That rather than taking the camera like Mr. Bharati Raja did in a different manner in Mudal Maryada, taking the camera into the street and show what is real life. So when we are looking this film, we feel, oh, this is life. So that's one thing, that emotion that you could create in audience. This is real. Because last 3 months, most of the Bollywood releases were disasters. They didn't earn money. And because maybe the audience, even because of the OTT platform, has seen foreign content, and they have, with the times they have moved, but the filmmakers have not moved. So that's the challenge that you have to face. Audience have moved. Audience have now, to go to a cinema, it cost you money. People went to see Vikram, yes, but it's especially, I think, young people. In Sri Lanka also, it ran well. You need, if it's a family, so they have to put an extra effort to go to a cinema. Let's say if a Maruti small car, you have to put petrol, then you have to get a parking ticket. The children will be asking something to eat in the theater. So all this is add. So they will choose what film to watch. Now, some of my friends believe they will choose a bigger film because KGF 2, because RRR and Vikram. But I must say, when I went to see Gargi, there was a good crowd in the theater. It ran for it's a smaller budget film, and it ran for, I think now it was released in July 15, still in theater. So that means it's not a commercial type of film. Commercial type means a usual commercial type of film. And it's the way it ends also. The film, it's not a very, and to accept in that one's father has done wrongdoing. It's so, but a lot of female audience were in the audience. So it's the people. The people are. It's like people doesn't have. Even if they get the best biryani, people will not eat biryani every day. RRR maybe biryani, but they would like to have sambar, rice sauce, and curd rice also. Okay, so that's up to you. To bring your plate, bring your flavor. You may bring a story in a different manner than him. It's your individuality. What matters is you. how you see the world and how you want to portray the world. So for that, you need discipline. You need discipline to sit and write screenplay. But I know from younger generation, they are not very keen on writing or reading. But how about here?
It's happening.
Happening. Very good. Very good. Yeah. Yeah. That's nice to know. And I have heard that the Tamil literature is rich. The reason because I read in English, and recently I read Sujata's book about the film world. It's translated recently. Yeah, a Tamil book written by Sujata, and it was translated. So, Dream Factory. So now, yeah. So it's you have to today at morning class also we discuss it. It says that if you cannot write, what you have to do, it's said by Gabriel Garcia Marquez, you have to sit there and bleed. It's bleeding. You have to bleed yourself. Give yourself everything. You make a habit to write. I'm here to write my next screenplay. So I came here on 21st of July, and I'm been staying at Mylapore, New Woodlands, and getting up at 4:30 in the morning and writing. So it's the discipline. We have to, if you cannot write, narrate it. I think there's now Google thing, no, where you can talk and it will be, yeah. So it's writing in the sense, so your thoughts in visually, how screenplay writing means thinking visually, not as thinking as a novel. Think how the story is unfolding in the theater. What is the first image? What is the second image? What happens the next? What happens the next? How it unravels. So that is the screenplay writing. And even I have bought screenplay writing good books from your shop. Yeah. Because I think you should read about screenplay writing, and not only that, YouTube channel, there are a lot. If you type screenplay writing, there will be so many tutorials by Inarritu, Alfonso Cuarón, and William Goldman. So all that, just you need only data and read about how they have. This cinema is something like, it's turning the wheel. So I have been turning the wheel from 1992 till 2012, and you will be turning the wheels future, and after that there will be another generation. So every generation brings own sensibility. The way I am looking at things, you may more be advanced, and the way you look at the things will be totally different. So that sensibility you have to bring. That's how you make your mark. And as you do that, sensibility goes with the audience, you can survive. And if they don't feel it's not valid, there is no validity in this film with my life, or then that filmmaker is dead. So it's even while he's living, he's dead. So it happens to many filmmakers. But few are, because they are not settled, some filmmakers will think, okay, now I did good films, okay, now it's time to make money and buy a BMW or an SUV, Innova, or a better car, Scorpio. So then okay, then your interest is not more in anything, not about human nature or the other person, it's about yourself. Then it will show in the film. what you are looking for. You are everybody ourselves, we reveal ourselves with our films. People will understand when you put the camera, how you look at a woman, how you look at the female body will be revealed to the audience, don't you think? So whether you look at her as a sister or another human being or as an object. So we filmmakers reveal themselves. Bharathan in Devamagan, he reveals that he wants to share experience with you. And there are so many, I don't want to go in the list because I'll miss some. There are so many films that have been, Mr. Balu Mahendra's films, and list is long. Okay, so this is how you, should approach. You should always, rather than settling, rather than becoming the part of the system, you should challenge the system always. You should question. When you stop questioning, you become satisfied. If you are, let's say you buy a nice house, then that won't make you satisfied. You want to buy a bigger house. So it will go and go, and because I'm telling those things, you may think, okay, all these things doesn't. Other than a car, I don't have a way. We rather than a vehicle, I don't have a scooter. But what happens to filmmakers in our countries, I have seen. India and Sri Lanka, and even the other countries. But few filmmakers have continued. So it's for that you have to keep your eyes open, ears, hearing all the time to the nature and the people. Then when it comes to being a director, what's most important is what you have to. Do you have to say something new? Do you have something to say new, original? Can I repeat? If I repeat myself, what's the use of it for the audience? So always it's a challenge to find something new, apura, original, every time you make films. So there's a saying that you don't waste that blank paper in front of you if you don't have to say something. To say something about the human condition, human nature, human beings, yourself should make the drive. It should drive you, and that should make you right. So the content is most important. With the contents comes the style and the stories that you tell. Value of the story will be decided from where you start, where you end the story. The confines of the story will decide what you want to tell. Let's say you can tell a long story, or you can tell a story, so you decide. We call it dramatic premise. You are the one who is going to decide the dramatic premise, and then develop it. Rewriting, you develop it. And maybe you have to find a way to how to face, with the OTT, how to face with if there is a cash crunch, that means no cash, how to work with, how inviting your friends and all that to make films and support yourself. Now your movement is also supported by people, I think, supported by Rasika, supported by them. So like that attitude, maybe we call it crowdfunding and all that, and but even if you make a short film, if you put it on YouTube, if people find it interesting, I mean, then there will be a chance. When I saw, I think I have told this earlier also, long ago, when I saw a short film named Neer by Karthik Subbaraj, it was about a Sri Lankan story which happens in the sea, and I thought it's really good. And after that, he had a chance to make films, feature films. And Mr. Balaji, I cannot remember the Santu. It's a long name title. Balaji, not Shaktivel.
Balaji Dharni.
What's the film that
கடவுளை கொஞ்சம் பக்கத்துல.
Yes. So, but before that, it was a short film. He made it into the film Whiplash in Hollywood film. It's a short film. They made it into a feature film later. So you should find the space. You should fight for it. You should fight for your right to express, and you should work for it. Sit and write and think, and then take the camera. Start with maybe from iPhone. I hope one day there will be a platform, Pure Cinema platform, to showcase a YouTube channel dedicated to the youngsters like these today who are here. And I wish all the best. So we can go to the Q&A session.
Good evening, sir. I am an independent cinematographer, Ashok Swaminathan. I am a film school student. You said that recently that Kargi movie is usually not a commercial content. It's a different attempt-based movie, but still people are welcoming this kind of movie. You told, but I can say because of this is two concept. One is 2D entertainment distribution, Surya as actor company, and Sai Pallavi, and also JBeam also is the same concept. But it's a present cinema is it's a main problem. But many producers or many actors, they are not welcoming to do it's a true based events or any controversy based content. But we can't achieve many films through these actors or any producers. I might see many films I seen in Malayalam. Odivu Jusde Kali, one movie I saw that movie. It's available on YouTube. It's a very it's a slow burning thriller movie, and it's a caste based movie. Sanal Kumar film. It's a very intense movie, but I can surely say none of the movies can't reach that impact. I didn't see any like that movies. Very slow movie. When you see that the climax, you can't imagine how the people are still in the society, how they are how they are treating that people. But all films we can't achieve through actors or any producers. My question is how to achieve and reach the audience to watch these kind of movies. This is a factor. It's a society factor. So this is my question.
Yeah, thank you for the question. So I remember Sanal first film was rejected by IFFI, I think, the Panorama. I saw the film and I thought it's brilliant, but I cannot remember the title. That about there's a function or how the people.
Yeah, the same film. Where they stick the same
The party finally that.
Yeah, you are talking about that film.
Yeah,
so that was his first film.
Yeah, it's a first film.
Yeah. So that's my answer. Okay, with the first film, though it was, and even the film Fraternity, very few people thought it's a brilliant film, which I agreed, which I think it's a brilliant film. And I said to him, and later Sanal came for the, yeah, okay. So it's very hard. I completely agree with you. And the politics with Gagi, like, you know, behind there's a team and a production house. And I know that many production houses and even the OTT platforms, that's why I told you in the beginning, they are thinking of, if we produce something like this, whether the inland revenue, in our country, inland revenue, in here, what do you call? No. Inland, that income tax here called? They will come to the production house and and take the files and all that. That's the intolerance is there. So it's very challenging. So, but you felt when you watch his film, it's good, and because of that film, did he got a chance to make another film? Yes, he got a chance. S. Durga. Okay. Then he did another film with I think Chol. Yeah. Chol. Yeah. So you have to, even whether it's that's why I told you that I painted a picture. You love something until it kills you, you love it. It's so there are no easy answers, but somehow I feel he was able to make a mark with his first film because there was an originality and you felt it. So when you are making a film, you also have to do that. So I know that by releasing on YouTube, you cannot make money. It's very small amount of money. So that challenge is there, and whether how to face it, if you're lucky, if the film is picked by international film festival circuit like Locarno, Rotterdam, which give chance to the first time filmmaker, Busan, especially those two, then there is a chance that your film will travel and get noticed. Otherwise it's hard. I know that. It's what you said about, you know, star actor in Gagi, those things helped, but same time I feel like Sanal, it's how the thing that you could do is to make your mark somehow. So do that. It's not easy. Talking is easy but doing is hard, but you have to do it. Between Small Boy and Banyan Tree, surrounding that village is there. Okay. It's kind of I don't know that Modanambikai English stereotypical village. Finally how the tree is saved. This is a concept because the people not willing to keep the tree. They want to destroy the tree because it's not the road nadula.
It's actually disturbing the roadway, so they want to destroy the tree. It doesn't help people to ride the bike or all the things they want to destroy, but there is a bit bond between the small boy and the tree. So it's the same. I done that movie. It's a short film content. It's ready to screen for film festival. But my question is, when I make this same concept, I can do this little bit commercially. I can do with any business actors. But people, they can watch that kind of movies. If I want to say by using this boy to silver screen, means sometimes people not willing to come. Even that movie is good also. You might say that Kaka Mutai. Thinking about it. Yeah, Kaka Mutai. But they are not large audience. They are not welcoming this movie. If this social media content means they are willing to watch the movie. Whenever we go to any rural places or any normal people, you may see that Vikram movie means I seen Vikram movie. But you seen the Kakamute film means, no, I didn't see Kakamute, but I heard, but I didn't see. But people, they are little bit still now, they are in some oscillation moment.
Okay, yeah, I understand. But same time, that I know it's hard, but I have one suggestion. The concept, do you have studied the concept of producer? Concept of the producer is, I hope among you, who wants to be direction, who want to do direction, would study production also, being a producer. Sri Lanka, India, there is, in some times in Mumbai, there is this special job, who I like Gunit Monga, who does this producer job. Producer means not the person who put the money, not some guy from Madurai. Among you let's say here, let's say George Lucas was producer for Francis Ford Coppola first, and so that producer means who will work on this. No, who will start to. You should think about the film creatively. There should be another person who would take care of how to help you to achieve your vision. I am trying in Sri Lanka to inculcate that culture, because I worked as a producer for Uberto Pasolini, Italian filmmaker, for Machan. So it's how you, and so all these questions, how to find the money. If we have, let's say, INR 20, okay, can we do this film for INR 20? So what is going to be our ROI? As we said, you don't have to become a businessman, but he has to become a businessman. Businessman means not to earn money, but to save you. So let's say you, for the short film, 5 lakhs. You have how much money you invested for the short film?
Maybe 4.5 lakhs.
4.5 lakhs. Now did you buy? It's your own money or from friends or?
I'm a screenplay, somewhat referred.
Okay, so you got
own money.
Yeah, own money. So that's good. If you have taken the money from the money lender, so there is an issue there. He will be knocking on your door. So how you now, being a producer means you do your job. Producer, the job is, okay, he has got he has put his money, but my job is to find how to return. We call return of investment, ROI. Get the ROI of this 4.5 lakhs for you. Okay, so that he has to plan. Okay, is there any opportunity? What are the opportunities that I can think of? If it's on YouTube or create a YouTube channel, will it may pass, let's say 25,000 or that, so it doesn't cover. So and with the film, let's say if you think it like this, okay, I spent 4.5 lakhs, but if somebody likes this film, I'll get an opportunity to make a film. So your investment is covered. Okay. Now Guru Dutt, the Hindi filmmaker, when he made Pyasa, he invited Dilip Kumar to act in the film. Dilip Kumar refused, and Guru Dutt acted in the film. He acted himself the role of Vijay, the poet. So now, like that, he found a way somehow to do it. So if you get the opportunity, and even if a star actor is there, if he does his job, then it's fine. But without compromising. If you compromise, I don't have to repeat myself. I had told earlier what will happen. You will die as a filmmaker, you will survive as a cinematographer. Okay. So then, without compromising, how you can accommodate this star actor and get this done? But in your story, you cannot have a star actor. Okay, so I know that the film society or the children film society movement in India, all that now is dysfunctional, no, not happening, and not they are not giving money for children's films. Earlier they used to give.
No, it's still happening, but it's have some politics.
Have some everywhere it's politics. Okay, yeah. So then you have to find. So I plead you from all of you. I demand from you that you should study this art of producing. There are not books, but producing in this, it's you have to learn, because if I talk even 1 hour, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter means it's you have to understand here the politics, how as he said, works. You have to find out how the money lenders think, how the theatre owners think, as you have said. But within that, how you should make it. Maybe you make a film with a star actor and as your first film, and get some money and do this film as your second film.
Emotions in our day-to-day life, but if we see the core emotions in the films without seeking help from something decorative, without seeking help from those kind of materials, if we deal a story with a core emotion, people who are dealing with emotions are not connecting to it. So, for example, my mother, she's around 60, to watch a movie like Gargi. I'm throwing the one line to her. Me, just a line. Just come with me. We'll go and watch the film. She's saying, "Oh no, I mean, it will get bored for me. I'll just sleep." So she's getting panic if something happens for her, something happens for her family. But if we deal the same emotion in a frame, they're not the large amount of people. They're not happy, or they're not comfortable to see such kind of core emotions. So how it happens? I just want to know that.
Yeah, thank you. So the core question is, it's like this, but I will quote Abbas Kiarostami. When some people or some farmers are farming acres of land, I farm on pots. Tomato pot means in a pot you can have a tomato tree. So it's just for the small amount of audience. So I can now it's completely different two cultures. With I completely admit your question. I agree with you. So here but I have to answer that personally. And as Kiarostami said, I would say I make films for less amount of money. Even Gaadi, my biggest film up to date, it's Indian 3 crores. With or without you, we made even with let's say 80 lakhs Indian. So 80 lakhs Indian, when you make a film, so that means my director fee is about how much you think? It's less than 10 lakhs Indian. I know no Indian director would do a film for 10 lakhs. So it's sacrifice. Okay, so knowing what I learned from Martin Scorsese. Now, he has spent 4 lakhs to recover 4 lakhs. So he has to recover 4 lakhs, not 40 lakhs. So if I make a film for 80 lakhs, I have to recover only 80 lakhs. It doesn't have to run like, let's say, Vikram. It doesn't need that audience. Maybe an audience would say have same, be entertained the question that film raises about love, about about the Sri Lankan situation. They will go for the film. So it's limited. But if they see it, even a small amount see it, because I am charging very small amount, I will survive. And if I recover the amount, I will survive. So it's not an easy game. So I have been surviving for last 30 years. It's coming from a smaller country, smaller industry. It's smaller than Kerala. And in our country, we don't have a star system at the moment. But answer your question, it's like this. Some filmmakers, let's say Satyajit Ray's film, I don't think they ran in Tamil Nadu commercially, correct? Did Satyajit Ray's films run commercially in Tamil Nadu? Well, no. Okay, but when I came to Chennai first in 90s to do my post-production work at Gemini and Prasad, there was no much talk about world cinema. But I see within last, the 10 years, even, not the film cinephiles, common people are talking about world cinema. And though I don't get money, many people have gone to Bashir, no, he's not? Bashir, and got the pirated DVD of Death on a Full Moon Day and Makmal Baf's films. So that's why Werner Herzog said piracy is good in a way. Okay. So like that, so now you asking this question from me because you have a challenge. Okay. You have a challenge. Spending money, spending time, and you cannot be, pauper, or rather that you cannot be, let's say, prey to the moneylenders, and you cannot waste your rest of your life if you fail. So that, that's a huge burden. I know that. I understand that, but not completely, because its scenario is different. But somehow, I think, even without compromising, did Parathiviran run or not? Yeah. Did your grandma watch Parathiviran? No.
Yes.
What made her to watch Parathiviran?
Maybe songs on that time.
Okay.
That pulled her.
Okay.
But after watching the film, she convinced. Yeah.
After watching the film, she can't. Yeah. And Aliyada Kolangal, no. Maybe she has seen long ago in 80s. Huh? Not Balu says all films, but some of the films, seen. Aliyada Kolangal is a quite different film, which inspired me very much. So, likewise, find out from your grandma what she likes. But maybe she cannot articulate it, clearly tell you, this is what she'll say, I like Vikram, or I like RRR or anything. I'm not saying that she said, okay, some film, she'll give some names. But it's not a sin to find out what people are looking for. It's not a sin. That's why I use the word throughout my speech, communication. You have to communicate with the audience. You have to win at least certain amount of the audience numbers. Otherwise, you cannot survive. So today, when I did this workshop, Nachi told us a nice thing, Nachi from FTI. So that Albert Einstein has told, if you cannot say something that will be clear to a 6-year-old child, it's not worth it. When I see John Ford's film, they look very simple, but it's still you can enjoy those films, and those films are seen. So it's up to you to find the way to touch the people's heart. But you don't expect the whole world to see your film. Be content when you cover the cost and get some money to do the next film. Okay.
கஷ்டப்பட்டு படங்கள் எடுத்து அவங்களுக்காக பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க. அந்த டைமில் அவங்க பண்ணுற தப்பை நம்ம சொன்னால் அது என்னதான் ட்ரூ ஸ்டோரியாக இருந்தாலும் அது சொல்லக்கூடாதுன்ற ஒரு ரெஸ்பான்சிபிலிட்டி ஒரு டேரக்டருக்கு இருக்கணுமா இருக்க வேணாமா, அது ட்ரூ ஸ்டோரியாக இருந்தால் போதுமா? இப்போ இந்த கார்கி படத்தில் ஒரு பெரிய மிஸ்டேக் என்னென்னா, இந்த செக்யூரிட்டி, மைக்ரண்ட் ஒர்க்கர்ஸ், இந்த மாதிரி பீப்புளில் தான் எல்லாத்தையும் நம்ம குறை சொல்லிகிட்டு இருக்கிற ஒரு பர்சன். அவங்க ஆல்ரெடி அப்ரஸ்டு ஸ்டேட்டில் தான் இருக்காங்க. எதை எடுத்தாலும் இந்த ப்ராப்ளம் இவன் தான் ரேப் பண்ணியிருப்பான், இவன் தான் திருடி இருப்பான்னு ஒரு ஸ்டேட்டில் ஆல்ரெடி அவங்க வல்னரபிளாக இருக்காங்க. அப்படி ஒரு பர்சனை திருப்பியும் வந்து நம்ம அது ட்ரூ ஸ்டோரியாகவே இருந்துட்டு போகுது, அதை நம்ம திருப்பி காட்டுறது ஓகேவா?
அதான் அந்த கேள்விக்கு நானே தான் பதில் சொல்கிறேன். அவர் கெஸ்ட்னால அவர்கிட்ட சொல்லிட்டு நான் அந்த படம் வந்து உண்மையில நான் வந்து ரொம்ப மோசமான படம் தான் நான் பேசிட்டு இருக்கேன். அதை வந்து நாங்கள் எதுவும் எழுதலை, அது பேசுகிறேன். நிறைய நண்பர்கள் வந்து காரிக்கு ஒரு இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங் இப்போ ஒரு ஏதோ ஒரு பெரிய நல்ல படம் பேசியிருக்காங்க. ரொம்ப மோசமான படம் தான் அது. நீங்கள் சொன்னது வந்து என்றைக்குமே ட்ரூ ஸ்டோரியாக தான் சரி. அப்ரெஸ்டு மக்கள் மேலே இருக்கக்கூடிய ட்ரூ ஸ்டோரியாவது என்ன பண்ணாங்கட்டாலும் அதை காட்டுறது வந்து தப்பு தான்.
Why I tell you why it is wrong? Wrong in the sense when you have to be sensible to the politics around you, filmmaker, as a filmmaker. Yeah. So I know that here also in Tamil Nadu they look, and the people from, let's say, UP or in Mumbai, people from UP, they are treated as invaders or the problem. That's the problem doesn't actually, it's not there. Okay, it's like in Sri Lanka, Sinhalese believe in the problem, or they believe that the problem was Tamils, and now after economic catastrophe they have find out, okay, we made a mistake, the problem is not Tamils. So if somebody makes a film about the problem is Tamils, it's wrong. The same thing applies here. So it's when I said it's I mean I didn't go lengthily to the politics of it. There are so many things which I have concerns. So you are correct when you say you have to be sensible. What about you say you are and responsible to make with false claims. Filmmakers have done that mistake in Birth of Nation. Griffith shows the black people as evil. So I say that Griffith is the father of cinema. Same way I'll stand up and say it's completely wrong. It's racialist. So I agree.
I think that movie shows only one side of the wall, like against LTP and those things. But it doesn't talk about how Sri Lanka is suppressing Tamil people or LTP. So how can I take it? Is it right to take like that? Or
yeah, I should give you a clear answer to that. Have you heard about Tamil poet Jayapalan? Yeah, who acted in Adukalam. Yeah. So he was a fighter. He was for the Tamil liberation and against the oppression of Tamil people. There was oppression. Still it's there. Okay. So when LTT made Muslims in Sri Lanka is different in the sense they speak the same language as Tamils. They are all Tamil speaking people. And as personally I believe that the Tamil people will be liberated when they comes as one voice as Tamil speaking people. So Jayapalan wrote a poem and asking, being a supporter of this liberation struggle, he wrote, when somebody is suppressing my brother, so how could I say yes to it? So let's say we always, as he said, the filmmaker should take the side of the oppressed people. That's what I believe. People, not only people, women who have been oppressed by the society. See, August Sun is about 3 men, 3 groups, who is, searching for, something in their life. One is uprooted from the land. That's not a good thing that they did. And LTT later admitted it. it was a mistake, because there were two things. Muslims were giving one issue, thing was Muslims were giving information to the army. That was a concept. And some believe that we should get the business from the Muslims to our hands. Some, not the cadre, but the people in that area. So that made them to chase them away from Jaffna and east. But the film is about a certain geography. In a certain route, people, three groups, one is searching for the missing husband, one is searching, one finds his own sister in a brothel when army, and one is uprooted from his own land. So they travel in the same road, but they don't see that their destiny is same. So my comment is about people who travel, who are being oppressed, but unfortunately they don't see that we are in the same boat. And for me, that act at that time, it's also tells that, forgetting that we are in the same boat. When you say that, if you recall the film, you may see that when the Muslim father goes for searching for a vehicle, the Tamil civilian is under, in a, bunker, because he's, fearing the bombing. And when in that same road he see Tamil lady coming out of house after Air Force has bombed. So it's a story about people who don't see that our destiny is same, we are oppressed. Yeah. So I'm not agreeing to you that it's about, not showing it. So my point is there to make that. Let us, all the oppressed people, whether Tamil, Muslims and all that, it's the same destiny, the same issues that we are facing.